depict the Lord like that. You know what I'm saying? And just for reference, here you go. Here you go. So just for reference sake, this is Revelations 1 and 13.
Okay, so my thing is with this being, somebody had something similar to this. Like, so they had, I don't think they had an extra phone or anything, but they had, like, basically the same type of picture, and it said Jesus is a Negro. But, they recording the whole thing. I got to ask them,
yeah, because we record the whole thing.
Do you put it on social media? Yes, they was on. Yeah. So, yeah. See, I got to ask him, what's your YouTube? I'm gonna look it up.
It's harder to find it. You gotta type in. You gotta search by channel name. It won't always show up on the algorithm whenever you just type it in.
Right. So this is Revelation. In the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, called with a garment down the foot, and girt about the path with a golden girdle. His head and his ears were white like wool. Strike number 1. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Yep.
When they say, oh, it's moving, like it had to be you. It means color. Like, no, because you got
No. His head and his hairs, the hair on his head, the hairs on his beard, were white like wool, white in color, brilliant in texture.
Right, because they'll say, well, no, it means white as in it's all white like all color. You got red. So it was just a big texture. Right? He had something like this.
So, so they go to this, and then
white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So everybody call that this man right?
Yep.
Or to the Bible.
And his feet. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Like same color as the put it into a red hot up and run out with the snap. Burn up. Yep. That's why I said burn.
And his voice is sound of many waters. Yep. So now we're going to read it also in Daniel 10.
Daniel 10, verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Upas.
Right, so he had a golden belt, describing the same thing Revelation was describing.
His body also was like a barrel.
So his garment was green.
And his face has the appearance of lightning.
His face shone bright, because he had a lot of wisdom.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
His eyes as lamps of fire.
And his arms and his feet.
And his arms and his feet.
Like in color to polished brass.
Like in color to polished brass.
And the voice of words like the voice of a multitude.
So right there it describes a man who's dark skinned in color, wearing woolly hair. But when you look at this image, why would you say that that's him if it describes something totally different? It's just like me saying that you're a black woman.
So you have the horns and the 666 on the forehead. So you're upset because people are portraying white on the horn.
Yeah,
what comes from the
right, the devil. Yeah.
Right. Like whenever you heard somebody say you're a liar, that means you're a devil. That means to say that. Oh, you're a devil. That means to say you're a liar.
They say Jesus, right, which his name is Yahushua and the Paleo ancient Hebrew, it's associated to an image. Whenever somebody says that name, it's always going to be this image that pops in his head because it was this man. So this man, this is such a great for you.
He's a real person.
Started the first crime families in Israel, right?
Okay. And then the 666, that's the mark of the devil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is all associated with
what's up with the earrings?
This is the
it's all,
okay. All of it is all part of the same worship.
You think he was black?
I know he was.
I know he was too, because all life came from Africa.
No, that's not the reason why. He was black because the Israelites are dark skinned people.
Yeah.
So he came from the tribe of Judah, the children of Israel. That's why we have this sign. And they were dark-skinned people. The people that call themselves Jews, it's spoke of in the Bible too. They're not the people. So it's called the truth.
So, we're talking about the Hispanic dude. He was saying that under the 12 tribes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's, they're going to be surrounded by them. They're around the gates of heaven.
They're going to be surrounded by the gates of heaven.
No. You think about the names on the gates.
Yeah, the names on the gates. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all mean, but he was saying that white people.
No, we can't have.
But it's not based upon their skin color, it's based upon their nationality.
Right, now. Right.
What makes us part of the promise of our bloodline goes back.
So if you're 100% white, you think that you're not going to heaven?
If you're 100% Edomite, you're going to go to heaven. You're just going to have your role. It's going to be slavery in heaven.
You got to tell them.
Yeah. So, like, okay.
So, we've got a spirit world heaven, right? Like right now, this kingdom that you have, right? What will primarily rule the most powerful kingdom on the planet? What people get? What race of people?
Who's ruling the world right now?
Right.
China.
No.
China no. I think so.
They all bow down to
China
America.
not rule the world.
Well, that's true.
Who do you think rules the world right now?
It's like whose culture is everywhere?
Right. The so-called white man.
Yeah, just to give y'all the answer, the so-called white man rules the world right now.
You can answer that question in Revelation 16 when it goes into the three unclean spirits.
Right.
Revelation, three unclean spirits like frogs. Those are the three bureaucratic systems that one needs to rule the world. Basically, the financial system, the military system, and the religious system.
Right.
If you look at the world, who has control over every single one of those systems? Financial is you, the London.
The monetary system. So the so-called white man, they have something called white privilege, right? If you understand what that is, y'all know what that is. So this would be your white man's heaven.
Your kingdom.
They come here with a privilege. That's a lot of people, especially if you apply it in the right way. You know how they say the world is yours? For a so-called white man and white woman, they have the ability to go higher and go faster with least effort. Like if they're good, we have to be extraordinarily great.
Dude, that's just sin.
This is
Systemic racism.
That's just systemic racism. Yeah.
That's what
Absolutely.
let me have them read this real quick.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. So the earth is given into the so-called white man runs the entire planet. That's not disputable.
Job was written during a time of exile, and that book is actually written about living in exile. But I'm not a literalist. I'm an historian.
It's a prophecy for future events.
Probably.
Heard about the Euphrates River drying up?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, and that's in the scriptures too. Yeah. So, and just like the brother was saying, this is Revelation.
Prophecy is really tricky to confirm.
The Lord says something about happen. You have
If you're not a prophet, you're not going to get it.
Right, you're not going to get it.
Amos 3:7.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say for instance, right? Like, I mean, if we look at prophecy right now, if we look at what's happening in Europe, right? You have a peace. It's never happened. Right.
So now let me explain, because I want to get you to understand it's not a skin color thing as well. Because if you're an Edomite, then you're going to be in slavery along with the other nations. because hey, don't worry, there'll be plenty of colored people with you, but
It's not just
if
color,
you're
but the genealogy.
exactly, it's about your bloodline.
But how does that sound like slavery? Just like
And yes, slavery will be in heaven. When we say Edomites don't have salvation, they're not going to be saved on this side. And I don't know your sexual orientation, but if you batting for the wrong team, you're not going to be saved on this side either.
Not
You
our way.
also got to tell them what salvation is.
Yeah.
Like, because
Salvation.
she has an idea in her head of what that means. She
Right.
thinks that
It's not going to die. Yeah.
That's that Christian
Let
that Vatican dogma that they
let me read this in Job for you to dispel that first, and then I'm gonna go into salvation. This is Job chapter 3, verse starting at 11. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? That's so you understand he's talking about death. Why did the knees prevent me, or why did the breast that I should slept? Now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had been at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as the hidden untimely birth, as had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor.
Right, everybody goes to heaven.
Right.
All right, that place, that spirit goes back to the Most High.
Right.
The whole understanding of hell, you know how they have in Greek mythology, I don't know if you're a fan, but Hades, right? Remember Hercules and all those cartoon movies that you had Hades and shit, the dead on fire and shit. The reason they have that established, they use it as a tactic to scare them into following the Roman Catholic Church, which are a bunch of oil lovers, as we see right now.
The Pope Benedict came out and said that the whole concept of hell was to scare
people into
to
obedience. Yep. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter soul, which long for death, but it come not, and dig for it more than his treasure. So everybody dies and goes to the same place. So when we say salvation, it's salvation out of a certain coming destruction.
Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven. God, you hear a sound, the rapture, the word is not even in the scripture. Right. It's a explaining an event that's going to take place. Right? Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and there themselves and got the elect of the Lord's people that will be delivered in the day of cataclysmic event that's going to take place. Now that it's right here, the only thing that's going to happen next is nuclear warfare. They got those big pretty missiles they're going to use. They built these big ass 20-story buildings with fucking nukes not to use. It's going to happen. So what are we being delivered? People go around saying, I'm saved. What the fuck did you say? You don't know what's about to happen tomorrow. You might be in a fucking hospital bed tomorrow, fighting for your motherfucking life. You know what I mean? People go around with that idea of not recognizing what's about to happen. So what we're doing, we're preparing individuals that are of the Lord's people, regardless of their skin color, because it's not a skin color thing. Right. If you are part of these people, you come out albino, with vitiligo. Sidebar. Who's to say this so-called man right here isn't an Israelite? We're not going based on
So there's a lot of race mixing that can make you look white, but your genes and blood go back.
Right, it's called misandry. It's when when a man like my skin tone, if I was to move to Europe and I had children with white women, so-called white women, those children are not going to come out looking like me. They're gonna be like they might be your skin tone.
Like Drake.
But because they're from my bloodline, because they're from my seed, my bloodline. That's me.
Right.
That's how race works. It's just the bloodline of your father. The bloodline of your father extended.
Right.
But your mother has nothing to do with your race. Your mother will influence your phenotype, how you look. But your father is your race.
This is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Now that is the day that you want to be saved. You don't want to basically melt on earth. And that prophecy is going to happen via thermonuclear destruction. This World War III and all those things.
Well, actually,
so we're talking about salvation.
Truthfully,
about salvation from that.
But you know what? Truthfully, in Europe, over 20,000 white people died from the sun.
Yeah,
from just being melted.
Yeah,
being melted.
That's why when she was saying, "Oh, it happened before," that's happening right now. It's in France. It's in Germany. It's in Italy. It's in Spain. You know, all those places are the same places. Remember when that war broke out and Israel started getting into it with Iran? A lot of those Israelis flee to those very same countries. Paris. The fucking street lights are melting. The Most High is punishing them because they're not in. They fucking liars. The Bible says that liars know that they have to do it. They think they get away from the Iranians that blow that motherfucker up. They're not getting away. Sometimes fucking everywhere they go, they're burning that shit up.
Also, the idea that someone comes from a specific area in the world, a specific landmass, that doesn't necessarily denote your race, because I don't know if they already told you, but there was a 1,000-year period where our people, we ruled Europe, where it was so-called Negroes that were the kings in the what do they call them, the royal crest, the
knights,
the Templars and all that. That was us. But because of media and the people that control the information in the education system, you'll never know that. You think about the Dark Ages and Middle Ages, you think about white people, you think about specific people that rule that area. But if you actually go back in history, it was actually our people that ruled that area. Okay, which is why there's a lot of people in Europe right now that might look a certain way, but they actually go back to our people.
Right.
So just because you look a certain way doesn't necessarily denote your race, your bloodline.
Right. So basically, salvation is basically getting saved from this the destruction of this coming world war.
Yeah.
And before that, there's going to be a whole lot of destruction happening because, as you can see, the government is preparing for mass riots, and a lot of these terrorist attacks that happen because of the government. Not just that, there is a system of death that's going to happen where they're going to try to get rid of this apart from everybody. Put that chip in your hand, so to speak.
Show up, they'll scan your hand, and you can buy something. They're going to tell you that it's the next best thing. You don't even need to carry a card or a phone.
Right.
They're
So
going to have all your benefits.
What the market of beast? You mean
They already
the
invented it. It's
microchip?
already
It's a thing.
You have it on if you got a credit card on you, got one on your credit card.
It's just not in your body yet. Yeah, the public knows, but a lot of the public don't know what it is. It's the mark of the beast.
It's a very small scale right now. We've got certain, like Switzerland, they got that already. The people that got it in their hands already. There's a company in Florida also that does it, but it's going to be worldwide. It's going to be made mandatory that you get it.
Right. Well, basically, I'll read Revelation for you. Because,
I just read that, I just saw a video on that market where the banker said, "You want to take the money, if you want to take." He said it's trillion. It's impossible for us to catch up.
All that America is in,
Right.
And it's going to have to start over.
Right. This is what they're going to make everything. Right. This is Revelation 13:16. And he called it all those small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man.
You have the RFID people. You have
Neuralink.
Neuralink. That they have. They just put it in a couple of individuals already. I saw one with black dude that this, he was doing all kinds of
And that.
And they also help the people that are blind. They give you the ability to see. These are man-made miracles. But they're always doing everything to imitate.
It's basically a form of artificial prosthesis. Right? Artificial prosthesis is what it is.
That's through the left hand side.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that has a mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And you ain't gonna even be able to buy, sell, matter of fact, if you're a billionaire, you don't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into the ship so I can get my billions turned into digital money. You're gonna be willing to do that because they want to take those rich people and they want to convert them over so they can understand that company has money.
Here's wisdom, let him that has understanding count the number of the beast, or the number of a man, and his number is 600, 3, 4, and 6. Which is 6 and 6, which is, you know the barcode, the first two lines, the middle two lines, and the last two lines are 6. That's where they get the 666 from. They used to actually have it on the barcode, but they took it off. And that's why the barcode looks just like a regular barcode now. The first two long lines, the middle two long lines, and the last two long lines is 6. So that's basically the mark of the beast is going to have a barcode on it.
Essentially, they're telling you that they're going to control the way that you're able to participate in commerce.
Right.
You can't participate in commerce, which is basically commerce is how you live right now.
Right.
You can't live unless you participate in commerce.
Right. You can't, If you go to work, you can't get a check if you don't got the means that they use for currency. Right. Which is going to be the mark of the beast. A lot of people don't know it. And these things are going to happen prior to that thermonuclear destruction. As we can see right now, World War III is coming. And all these horrors are coming. That's what salvation, that's what you want salvation from. That's what everybody wants their salvation from. And then after this destruction, then there's going to be another ruler. The one you ignorantly call Jesus, he's going to be the ruler. And his people are going to be ruling on the earth in his authority. From destruction. Yep.
What's your nationality? You know your father? You know where he comes from or anything like that? White dude, black dude? You don't know, you never met your father? Well, that's one of the curses.
Right.
That's one of the curses. That tells me that she may be an Israelite because she's standing here and she's listening to you.
Right.
Only an Israelite's going to be able to do that.
Right.
The fact that you don't know your father, which is a curse that fell upon our people, it's a generational curse that's on our people right now. That tells me that there's a good chance you might be an Israelite.
Other couple that look like you, they didn't wait around too long. Once it started getting a little bit heavy, the conversation started getting a little bit heavy. They had to go. So. But yeah, hey, you may
identify, you just want clarity.
Right.
Because now that you have clarity on it, doesn't seem to be personal.
You know where your mother is from? Hispanic, white.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, I will say this, because our apostles always talk about it like you know about Italy, right? Italy,
Sicilian?
Yeah, like the Sicilians and stuff like that. Yeah, they're Italians. That's
There's also dark skinned Irish.
Yeah,
Scandinavians.
but but it wasn't even that. You remember you remember that movie? What is it? Natural. Yeah, True Romance. You remember that movie, right? Okay. In that movie, in that movie, it was about the Italians and the Sicilians, mob shit going on. And I forgot the actor's name, but he quoted.
I know you talking
Yeah,
about.
he quoted a line. Christopher Walken. He quoted a line in that movie, and he was right. So the point is, he made a comment in that movie to, I believe, one of the Sicilians. He was like, you know that niggers used to run this country, and they came in and they fucked so many white women, or they fucked so much that they turned the blue-eyed, blonde-haired white people into brown-eyed, brown-haired, darker people. In other words, he was like, your brown eyes and your brown hair comes from niggas because you're a nigga. And that was the line he was quoting. Yeah. So basically, he was calling him a white nigga because a lot of, they call them movies in Italian for real. But that's because, a lot of their bloodlines actually go back to Jacob or Israelites, but they don't look like, so-called black people. You know what I'm saying?
They can have the phenotype, facial features,
right.
And they can still have
right.
Right.
Because I'm just standing here, her whole mannerism is telling me that she probably
right.
Because it's a spirit, like it's a spirit within you, which means like a personality. Israelites have a specific personality, right? Even though there's a spectrum of personalities, Israelites tend to be in a certain they tend to act a certain way. A certain vibe comes on.
Right.
And the same thing for Edomites, they turn to act a certain way.
Right.
So even though you might look a certain way, your vibe is telling me that you probably one of these tribes.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yeah.
And the reason I asked that question is because a lot of so-called white people that we talk to, they'll admit, I don't believe in anything. Most of them do that. I mean, because, there's some that actually stop and listen. But when we start talking about certain things, they of course believe in racism. But I would ask them at the end of a conversation, do you believe in the Bible in the first place? No, I don't really believe in it. I'm really an atheist, They'll come out with that after we done talked and had a whole conversation. Why? Because most white people don't really believe in the Bible. That's why they don't care that what color that so-called Jesus is. As long as he's their people, they okay with it.
But the scriptures say that spirit identify with our spirit.
Exactly. Right.
You try the spirit.
Right.
So anybody who's usually
it's a color sheet. Oh, it gets up. Oh.
Right.
Talking about this.
So, so you believe that, quote unquote, Jesus came in the flesh, right? Or he came as a person. So, if he came as a person, he looks like something.
He looks like a person.
Right. Just like you look like someone, he looks like someone. And if I describe you falsely, you'll be like, no, that's not me.
That's not what I look like. That's not
Right.
right.
Hey, look, so watch what y'all. Oh, okay. You know, or something like that. Not that I didn't say, all right.
Isaiah 34 and 1 through 8, because there's a reason for that, why they did that. Because the whole controversy of why people say, oh, well, it doesn't matter what he looked like.
Well,
The whole subject is because they don't want to admit who smallest people are. If you knew what the Lord actually looked like, you would know. It would be obvious. It would be easy. Because the reason why they don't want to admit that is because in the Bible there's specific prophecies. There are specific prophecies about those people and what was going to happen and the vengeance that was going to happen to their enemies. So when they don't want to admit what the Lord actually looked like, it's another way of them trying to disassociate who the actual people are. Because, like it says in Isaiah 34 and 1, the Lord is going to take vengeance on the world for what they did to these specific people. Now, if you can't identify the people, then you're going to admit who the people are. It makes it seem like it's not going to happen. Right? But once you know who the people are, now you know who's going to get messed up by the Lord when he comes back. You know what I'm saying?
so let me ask you another question. You know, you say you believe in the Bible. Do you believe the people that's calling themselves Jews are the people of the Bible? Or what did you believe in prior to this interaction? Well, there's a people, the people that's calling themselves Jewish.
Israelis.
You think those are the actual people in the Bible? That's who the Bible's talking about? When they talk about Israelites, you think these are the people there? You think these are the descendants of those tribes?
Yeah, you never really thought about it.
But what we're telling you is they're not. That's a lie.
Right.
We're telling you that these people are actually
the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives are actually the descendants of the Israelites. In the Bible, you know, there's
Jews, that's a pretty broad theme.
Yeah, that came from Judah. It came from Judah, but that's one tribe of the 12 tribes.
Right.
They're not explaining what happened to the rest of Israel.
Being a Jew is also a whole different religion.
Right.
Well,
Judaism
is a religion.
But what they basically they try to make it a nationality, like you point blank. So I use the application. You don't look at an application and say what's your ethnicity. You say Jewish.
Right. Like
you become Jew.
that is completely a religion because you cannot convert to a bloodline. Like if you say, you know, if you live in China, does that make you Chinese?
Are you Chinese ethnic?
Exactly. Because you're not ethnically Chinese just because you're living over there in Asia among Chinese people.
That's the same thing.
You still probably become a citizen,
but bloodline you can't convert.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. The Bible is about the ethnicity, not about the religion.
You'll get another people that are raised or born over here, and they'll say, I'm American.
They could be Chinese person over here. These still even call them Chinese. Or Mexicans, they're still called Mexicans.
American. They'll make sure we just call black.
Right.
They, I guess they thought they was throwing us a stiff one together.
Right.
African American.
Right.
Let's go on YouTube.
Yeah. This is Revelation.
We'll show you the channel. He'll show us.
So this is this Revelation 29. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So there's a people on this planet calling themselves Jews. They don't believe in the New Testament for a reason. You know.
They don't even believe that God sent his son to die.
Right. They believe in the Old Testament. Actually, they don't even believe in the Old Testament. They believe in a book called the Babylonian Talmud. That's what they go off of. That's right. That's right. Yeah, and the Babylonian Talmud has nothing to do with the Bible. They claim that they believe in the Old Testament, but that's a lie because they follow all the customs and religious rites of the Babylonian Talmud. That's why they can justify sucking babies' penis. Yeah.
You know how they circumcise children?
Yeah.
And that's part of the whole Jewish tradition. That's where circumcision comes from. How they do it is they get a rabbi priest, and he has to do it with his mouth and teeth.
Right. They do it with their mouth and teeth. You know? Yes.
Nobody talks about it.
Yes.
But that's how they do it. That's how they circumcise the boy.
Right. Their babies were coming, you know, from the hospital having herpes. And there was like, it became an epidemic. Like, why is all these Jewish having herpes coming out of the hospital? Then that's when the world found out about the way they circumcised boys, babies. They use their lips and their mouth and their teeth. They suck the baby's penis and suck the foreskin off. That's what they do. Yeah, but that's in the Talmud.
And it's still do that. It's not written in this to do it that way at all.
Right.
They also have a law in the Talmud.
Right. Yeah, they are in the Talmud. You know, they can create a child, whether it be a boy or a girl. They can do that to a child. You know, before the age of 20. Yeah, this is one of their customs. When you look at that Talmud, it's Bible. It's Bible.
They said it starts at the age of 3, I believe.
Yeah,
like the age of 3 years old, you can have sexual intercourse with the child. That's what they believe. That's those people.
Jewish people are some of the worst people on the planet. You know,
and you know what? They own all of this. They own everything. They own everything. Your bank is run by them. Right? The apartment building you probably live in is owned by them. They rule the whole world.
Exactly.
This is Isaiah 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, and hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world and all things that come forth of it.
Right.
Make sure you hear this, because it's telling you why the Heavenly Father is so angry with all these people. Go ahead.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
That's right.
He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them unto slaughter.
Yep.
They slain also shall be cast out, and their mountains shall be melted with their blood.
That's right.
That sounds like a God that loves everybody.
Keep reading, tell them why.
That's where he's been.
And all
That's why I ain't seen you nowhere. You been chilling.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together and destroyed. And all their hosts shall fall down as the fig from a fig tree.
And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaves from the fig tree. In other words, if if you okay, if you ever seen heard pigs falling from a tree, go boom 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 boom. You know, it ain't super loud. That's just what you hear. So when those missiles drop, that's what it's going to be like. Boom boom boom. You know, but it's going to cover this whole of America.
This is the destruction that we're saying that salvation is from.
This is what we want to be saved from. We want to be part of that.
Right. So when we talk about being saved, we're not just talking about people. I'm saved and sanctified.
Spiritually, emotionally.
We're talking about being saved from what's about to take place.
Right. Because we're not saved yet.
If we were saved, we'd be in the Lord's kingdom right now. Everything would be peaceful.
All right.
It was Isaiah 24. It's like it says, earth is utterly broken down. Earth is plain dissolved. Earth is moved.
Boom, boom, right. When those nukes hit, they're gonna actually make the earth shake off its axis.
It says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunken staggers.
Right.
They're walking all crazy when they're drunk.
I don't know if you ever been in an earthquake.
I'm in California. I've been in the North Korean quake. That was crazy. It was like looking to take a swimming pool. Man, it looked like somebody was taking a bucket of water and swishing back and forth. It was terrifying. That's what we hear. You can hear the earthquake. Everybody everywhere is hearing it, no matter where you at.
200 million to be exact.
Right.
200 million thermonuclear warheads.
Each missile has several different warheads.
Yeah.
We'll catch you later, man.
Hey, bless, brother.
Yeah, you too.
We're Israelites.
Well, basically, we're real Christians.
Right.
Like
the real ones that follow the true image of the one you call Jesus.
Right. Not
people that the Bible is about.
Yeah, the people the Bible is really about. Right. There's a real people. The Bible is not a fantasy book, and the history in the Bible is real. Yep. It's like if I asked you about the Roman Empire, do you think that's a fantasy place that a storybook talks about? It's actually a place that was on Earth. Matter of fact, America is based on it.
Yep.
You know, it gets a lot of its laws and customs from Rome. So the Bible it's not just a book of parables. It's also a book of history and a book of prophecy. And the events that are prophesied about in history that hasn't happened yet is starting to come to pass. So a lot of when you go to church, they give you a fantastical imaginary idea of the Lord. No, the Lord is not like that. Like the young lady that was up here a moment ago, she was asking about the horns on so-called Jesus, right? But then we asked her this simple question: is that him? Because when you read the word beside it, it says Jesus is a Negro. And then of course we went through the Bible and proved it to him.
I'm a Christian.
That's good. Hey, do you know that you are on the time as well? What's your nationality? What's your nationality?
My nationality? A little bit Italian, a little bit of.
What's your father? What's your father?
Basic. I don't really know, from England, but really don't have. I don't know.
I thought she was dragon.
No.
She kind of got that native look.
Yeah. She might be an Israelite.
It's not necessarily about how you look. It's just your bloodline, where your bloodline is sent from.
Your spirit.
This is
like the scripture say, our spirit identify with his spirit. We got the true word of God.
Always.
Right. Let me read this before you go. This is St. John 4:22. You worship, you know not what. You know what we worship. The salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So, St. John 4:22. So, hey, you got to know who you worship and why. Because the God of the Bible is about to, in so many words, get busy. He's about to do some major destruction. And you don't want to worship a false God, not knowing why this judgment comes on you. You know?
Listen, I don't know what's what, but all I know is there's Jesus. I can't wait to meet. That's all I know.
Hey, but that's why I read that scripture.
I know there's God. I know that one day we'll meet him.
Yeah, that's true.
Woe to you that desire the day of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one that came to mind.
When he comes,
Because when it comes, you not,
you
yeah.
guys have a good day, okay?
You do. But yeah, and if y'all wondering why we entertain all these people, even the suspected sodomite, is for the edification's sake, man.
So they can learn.
Yeah, it's all for edification's sake. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't got no cloak for your sins.
Right. You have no cloak for your sins, even though I ain't get to go into Leviticus and all that because he left real quick. But the girl, she stuck by. And that's why we put such an emphasis on it's not a color thing, man. This is not a color thing. And the brothers constantly say that. Right. We're not the black Hebrew Israelite. We're Hebrew Israelite. It's not a color thing. Yeah, I believe so too. All her mannerisms from the time she stopped to how much she was listening, I think that she is Jake. Yup. She's a confusion of faces, She hang out with Jake. She do what the black woman do. Man. You know what I'm saying?
The way she was talking.
The way she was talking. The people, the crowd she hanging around with.
I'm going to read this right here, Daniel 9:7. Oh Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. Right, unto us confusion of faces. Because Jake can look like any nation, man. What did he say? My people are as a speckled bird, man. We look like all the nations, man.
Right. And our seed is everywhere.
Yep.
That's what we do. We fuck them. We fuck them other nations women, dog.
Numbers 23.
Those other nations men, they don't like to get down. They just don't like to get down.
That's why we're gonna be praising the Lord for our fucking dead, dog. That's what they like to do. Lord, put it on our spirit, man. We like to take a woman, we like to do things to her, man.
Right.
It's on our spirit.
Right.
Esau got it on his spirit to do the same thing to kids and shit.
Right. Hey, the Epstein files ain't came out for a reason, man.
Right. We ain't built the same, dog.
Right.
It's in your spirit. It's in your motherfucking spirit to like that type of shit.
Right.
And if you got a couple of these niggas that do that shit to us because they done had it done to them,
right, or they've been influenced by Esau. What is the wicked? What is it called? The wicked. Right. So, the wicked seduceth the righteous.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Right. Yep. The wicked seduces them. So a lot of Jakes are just influenced by this wicked ass devil, man. A lot of Jakes, like that, the sodomite Jake that came up. He's influenced by the devil, man.
That's Sirach 10. That's the way as the king is, so too.
Yep.
Hey, I bet you, man. Hey, mom's had one of them motherfuckers over her boyfriend, or one of them probably kicking it like she is, kicking it like they call them fag hags. She went on probably did something when he was a child, dog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they do that shit because they
don't have the father there.
Right.
And that person,
all them different babies, they're looking for all these different babysitters. The bitches taking all these different babysitters instead of giving them to their father.
Right.
I'm talking about if they have a responsible father.
Right.
But sometimes these motherfuckers that they choose, that they be fucking with them too. You know, fucking with those children too. So this place it turns out to be.
Yeah, then when the father ain't there, then the little boy can grab his lipstick, put it on.
Right.
Laughing at that shit like that shit is funny. That shit ain't funny. If the father was there, he'd
also, if they have a lot of daughters, if you got a lot of sisters, they're older, they'll they'll try makeup on them.
Right.
But you don't know.
And the mother will be okay with it. Yeah. So that's the influence of these devils, man. But if you knew growing up that being a sodomite was a sin, you know, you wouldn't do the shit. And the penalty of being a sodomite is death, you wouldn't do it. Same thing with adultery. If you was just like, damn, I gotta have this pussy, you would think twice about it if you knew it was gonna cost you your life.
Hey, and what we talk about is
standard again, you wouldn't be doing it.
We're not talking about cheating.
No, we ain't talking about. We're not there. We're talking about a man having sex with another man's wife, or a woman. Make that clear.
And a woman, it's not adultery if a woman gonna have sex with a married man.
Right, that's not adultery. She just became a concubine to that man.
She's not married and she's not dealing with another man.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. They be like, you breaking up happy home.
No. She helping the home.
Right. It's just the feelings of this other because this does the same way. You have a virtuous woman, right? It looks funny, man. But you have that virtuous woman, she's gonna feel but then Barbara is also talking about living in a household with a woman, with a contentious woman, man. It's like a constant whipping. It also tell you that you tearing the house down with her hand. Why? Because she feels that. I feel hurt because you fucked her. And it's like, well, let's see. That's like saying I went and I walked my dog through the park and he took a shit and I cleaned it up and you still got mad. It's not against the law for your dog shit in the park. You just get, he just shitting on your lawn, I cleaned it up. But nigga, he did it though. I'm ready to fuck it up. Yeah. It's like, no, dog, ain't nothing against it. I clicked the motherfucker, ain't nothing against that.
Other cultures even understand that having a second wife is not.
It's everywhere.
It's supposed to help. It actually helps out the family. Because you know how the mothers complain about it being too much work.
Another
woman that would help out her other, her sister, wife, or so, it brings them closer together. They bond over. It's not so much work. She has a friend with her. Yeah. It helps out the husband. It gives them more time to bond together and do things together.
And the word, go ahead, bro.
Okay, I was also going to say, and especially in today's time, that's what people are already doing. Yeah. They're already doing that. They're just not doing it in the same structure.
Right.
So if they started doing that and they started living together too, they're actually having three adult economies, or building wealth up, especially in today's time, where it's so hard or difficult to even get your own house, and afford your own car, pay for your food.
And the word adultery, the word literally means to change. So if you think about it, when the act of adultery happens, what's being changed? It's the woman being changed. Because the woman receives the man's DNA and she's altered, she's changed. Okay, so when a man puts a seed in a woman, right, that's his possession now. He owns that. And then another man comes and put his seed in there. Now she's changed from that man's first estate. So now her mind is all changed and fucked up because she now got two different seeds in her, spirits in her, fighting over the dominance, So that's why
DNA stays inside that woman's body. That same DNA comes out in your children. Yep. You have traits of you have a trait of Putin or Ray Ray in your child, but you have a baby by the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So Leon can be the biological father, but Pookie and Ray Ray, their seed can become a part of the woman because it stays with her. It goes through her brain. It becomes part of her personality, and those traits come out in the baby.
You might have Ray Ray's attitude and Poopie's nose. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Hey, that's why we got there's rules to this shit, dog. And if you don't follow the motherfucking rules, it's because this place is built on adultery, what is it? Misandry.
Yep.
All right? This place is built on everything that the average father got a problem with. This is a backwards ass kingdom.
He that committed adultery lacketh understanding.
Exactly. And any man that want to have sex, and I bet you like, this yellow right there. I bet you somebody got a man. He ain't my man. He just fucking me almost every day. Yep. That's like goofy shit.
That's equivalent to you taking another man's woman. That's like you. A man done finished in a condom, and you take his used condom and put that shit on your ride. That's what you're doing. Because his DNA is up in there in that pocket. Now you just want
It's like
to
so
all woman
it's
pocket.
like way too
That's the same shit, man. That's
But
nasty.
you don't want somebody else to do it. Like, you don't want to order a burger and then it's already bitten on it. Right. I don't want it no more.
Right.
You don't want somebody's stuff that you want for yourself and it's used or it's damaged already.
No,
You gotta
what?
deal with all
But
that.
you know what? In this kingdom, you know what we forced to do? We forced to take that hamburger and just cut it in half, dog. You gotta go cut the hamburger in half, dog. I mean, you like to eat no burgers, dog. We got to put the hamburger in 3 quarters, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is how this kingdom is, though, man. This is mass confusion.
Right. This is Exodus 21 and 10. Matter of fact, 21 and
You want the rest of my burger,
okay,
dog?
this is,
It's all like, man, you already finished. Motherfucker, you better go and cut this motherfucker. Cut a square off this motherfucker, dog.
So you talking about sharing that burger? I ain't sharing that burger.
Hey, man, shit. Everybody's sharing that burger. Fucking, you
My
eating
God.
burgers on this side, everybody didn't have a big burger, dog. But a majority of them. Some burgers got a couple bites off the motherfucker, dog. You know what I'm saying? Before you got to. That's it. Motherfucker, you want a burger or not, nigga? That's what they gonna say. You want a burger or not, nigga?
This is Exodus 21 and 10. If he take him another wife, her food and raiment and her duty of marriage shall not diminish. So in other words, if you take more than one wife, the food, the raiment, and duty of marriage, which is sex, shall not diminish from the first wife. Or if you have 2 wives and you hate one, you still have to give her due benevolence.
That's right.
You know?
And that's the law. That's
that's the law,
you
man.
got to keep covering.
Exactly. You got to. Yep.
Go off and you dealing with other women, keep popping your woman.
Yep. You got to keep popping the first one.
And if she don't want it,
right.
don't let it go.
Right.
But if she would have you still coming home to her.
Right.
Still taking care of everything.
Right.
You gotta want her that you don't diminish the things that you have assigned to do. It's a contract deal.
Right.
What's the ink? Your ink is your signature.
Right. Just because
the form, the contract is her body, dog.
Right. Just because you got Just because you got a new woman don't mean you can stop fucking the first one.
Right.
Oh, she's old, but no, you got to keep fucking that old pussy. Because that's your first. And she has a position.
Yeah.
She's still the position of the first.
Yeah. The wife of our youth.
Yeah. So you can't diminish her, man.
Not to mention it's like
if she have done nothing wrong.
Right. Like look, if you have let's say you have more than one woman, right? The way Jacob's program, even Scheherazade Ali showed you this, right? And sorry for the UFO title. We went the spirit went in
it went in a different direction.
But you know, long story short, Scheherazade Ali said black men, so-called Jake men, or not so-called Jake men, so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives, they're not programmed like that.
Right.
If you were being programmed to be fruitful and multiply, you're trying to make that man go against his natural program.
Right.
He wants another. He has a natural desire for other women.
Right.
No,
women are designed.
Don't take his emotions out of it.
Women are actually designed to desire a man that's desired by other women.
Yep.
What do you think?
They're programmed that way. And they're trying to fight against the program.
Nature, right?
So if that's natural and she likes him because other groups of women like him, he can have a whole big group together. He marries all of them. Nobody's cheating because they're all married to each other.
And then on top of that, women understand if a man is financially stable or more than financially stable, they understand that man is gonna have more than one woman.
And they cool with it too.
Yeah, they're cool with
They don't
it.
say nothing.
They prefer that type of man, rather than the man that only wants one woman.
Well, you know what we prefer? We prefer to have young women and obedient women with real hair and all of that. Yeah, goddamn, dog. But
we don't women with fake hair.
There are women, there are black women in other countries. There are black women in other countries that actually rock their real hair, and it's not such a burden to them.
Right.
It's not a burden because they've been they haven't lived here, they haven't been oppressed all their life and made to believe, you know, the standard of beauty that's here in America.
You watching Naruto?
Yeah.
They can see all our people, all our people in the genjutsu, man.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's really what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all is stuck in this fucking genjutsu.
Right.
This artificial, illusionary world that's called the American dream. That's a lesson now.
I'll go quote Uncle Ruckus on this and we gonna close. There's a lot of niggatry going on in America.
Yeah. It was founded on niggas.
Right, there's some foul niggatry going on.
And the Lord got our women, he fucked them up with that alopecia.
Yeah, their hair don't grow right, man.
And you know what?
So much maintenance to grow and then straighten it out and then to perm it. And
Right, and all that stuff still destroys
all those chemicals in it and shit. Where they just found out that all of those weeds and shit, all that plastic infused into your scalp gives you cancers. And it also fucks with your mind.
You can tell them this, and you can tell them this for a decade. They'll say, well, you know, I don't care.
You know what you do? You stop dealing with it because my woman isn't going to do the shit that I don't desire her to do. I'm going to just come home and this bitch got a bunch of those bullshit braids in her hair. Well, shit, now don't get mad. I go fuck this other bitch. I stop fucking with you. I put you in the doghouse. I stop fucking you. And I'm going to fuck her. And when I come back, that's still in your head, that's what I'm going to keep doing. Because you do the things that is not favorite onto me, then I'm going to treat you accordingly. Well, I'm going to fuck somebody else within this look. This is the whole contract right now, man.
So why would I let you still be here?
Right.
Like, if she said, well, I can do it, you can't dictate anything because you go and
you know what? You know go.
If you're going to say that, then you can just go.
Yeah, was that it's Sirach 25 or 26? It said she going out the way.
Cut her off.
Cut her off from your flesh. Let her go.
That's because all of this back and forth, all that arguing and shit.
Wasted energy.
Yes, the so-called black woman is an expert at that shit.
Right.
Wasting energy, dog.
To what end?
All to prove a point that even if it's non-existent, it's because that's how I feel, and I need you to feel what I'm feeling, or else.
But she won't be attracted to you if you do feel the same way she does.
Right, exactly.
You become a weaker man, and she'll be less attracted to you.
Hey, brother, hold on, bro. Happy life, dog.
She disrespects you the moment you put yourself in servitude under her just to accommodate her emotions.
Yeah. And then she goes and fucks the Chad. That's all the other things like.
Because he's not respecting her. That's what she wants.
She wants you. It's natural to have competition.
She want to be told.
Right.
And with that, we're going to close. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone. Say thank you, I can do in the work and truth sincerely on 3 of Bible Ball, 1, 2, 3. A Bible Ball, a Bible Ball, a Bible Ball. Shalom, my man. Yeah, shit. Hey, they didn't give us no rest today.
They came right back.
Yeah, hey. As soon as we came out, that's when they came.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, shit. What the fuck? Y'all waiting out here or something? The girl with the,
I saw him earlier today.
And other business.